This podcast is a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to find out more. Hello everybody, Mike here, and just making a little announcement today. We're going to take a couple weeks off the pod. I think we're going to take definitely 1, possibly 2 weeks off the podcast for a few reasons. So thank you so much. It's the 3rd of July that I'm recording this, which is, we're in the middle of the year now, so it does feel appropriate to just take a mid-year break of 1 or 2 weeks here. Let me just chat to you a little bit about what's going on. So there's a bunch of stuff that I'm just working on in my personal life at the moment to do with family that I won't get too into on this, but just a few things that are taking up a bit more of my time than usual. And then on top of that, I feel like this is a good time to pause down just for a couple of weeks because 1, that. 2, I am moving house this week, so all my stuff is currently in boxes and I'm just getting ready to do that. 3, I have been sick for about 2.5 weeks now. I am coming off the back of that, so I think I'm probably 90% there, getting better. But look, I've been working full time on this TV show, which has been awesome, and I love it. And then Monday and Tuesday and Sunday evenings, I'm still doing podcast work for my podcast clients. So I'm working really long hours, really long days, trying to juggle everything, and I'm not getting better. Like I'm feeling really tired, really sick all the time. And I think it's just because I'm pushing it too far. I think if I wasn't sick, I would be, I'd be fine. Like if I didn't catch this cold, thankfully it's not COVID because I've tested negative on every rat. But yeah, I'm very sick. I'm not getting better quickly enough. And I think we need to just, I need to just stop down for at least this week, probably the week after. Then once I'm settled in with my new place and I'm working from there and I'm set up and everything's good, we'll come back. There's nothing going on with the podcast as in like this podcast is still my favorite thing I do every week and I love doing it. And every time in the past, in the past, probably every year I've at some point taken a few weeks off, whether it's to do with my personal life or my mental health or anything like that where I just need a break. I don't like doing it. I don't like taking time off this podcast, mainly because my brain literally goes, as soon as you stop for 1 week, everyone will find another better podcast and you'll never recover the listeners and you'll just lose everything. Maybe that's just my mind catastrophizing things. Maybe you guys will come back as soon as I'm back and maybe you guys want the show to take a bit of a break. But yeah, I don't like taking time off the show, but sometimes it's unavoidable. On that note, it is the thing that if something does have to go for a couple of weeks, generally the hierarchy of stuff is like Harry Potter and the Boys, my other podcast, generally goes first. If I have a super busy week and I just can't do it, that drops. And then no matter what, I always try to do an episode of 20th Century Boy no matter what. At the moment, might just be a little bit too hard to do there is a lot of planning and work that goes into the production of the show. So I just don't have the time at the moment to do that this week, probably next week as well. And the other thing is, not to turn this into another shameless Patreon plug, but yeah, unfortunately, the reality is at the end of the day, this is essentially a hobby that I really like doing. And it doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't pay my rent. It doesn't pay my electricity bill. It doesn't pay any of my bills, really. It barely even breaks even. So, if things, if it's coming to the crunch, unfortunately, I have to do my normal work to make money so I can keep living before I can keep doing my more hobby stuff. So if you're on the Patreon already, thank you so much. Please stay on. I am going to continue doing little overflow episodes, which is the Patreon exclusive episodes. So I'm just going to do little 15-minute updates, mainly because that is it's a very therapeutic thing for me, just speaking for 15-20 minutes about what's going on in my life. And so if you do not want to miss hearing from me for 2 weeks, just chuck me $1 on the Patreon, literally $1. You can jump off after 1 month and the dollar's gone. So I will be doing that this week and the week after, just to give people more of an explanation of what's going on in my life and why I'm taking these few weeks off. So yeah, if you do want to hear from me over the next few weeks, jump on the Patreon. That is what keeps the show running. Like I said, the show essentially runs at a loss. Like, I pay money for this show to exist, which is fine because it is a hobby, but I guess my main point is that if I could do this show full time every day, if I could make enough money to live, and when I say live, I mean like if I could make a small salary off this show, I would work on this show every day. And I guess that is kind of a goal. It would be awesome, but at the moment it isn't a sustainable financial endeavor for me. So that's why I have to make these decisions to pause down. I'm currently literally just in my room, which is, pretty bare bones because I'm about to move, just recording this on a mic. And as you can see, this isn't sort of like, I could just do this, but this isn't sort of the what the podcast is. The other thing is producer Pat, who is the fantastic, incredible, hardworking dude who does so much behind the scenes work on this show and has been doing that maybe for a year or a year and a half now. I don't know. Time just starts to blend together after a while. But Pat has not had a break. He's worked every week since he started, and I think it might just be good for Pat to get a break. And if you want to support Pat working on this show, doing the fantastic job that he does, putting so much attention to detail into this dumb show I do, again, the Patreon is there, or just a one-off donation, paypal.me/itsradiomike. Pat deserves a break, so he will just get 2 weeks where he can work on the stuff he works on for the more successful people that he works for, who can probably afford to pay him. But again, like, going back to that money thing, if I could pay Pat a fair weekly salary to work on this show every day, I absolutely would do that, because it's worth it and Pat is amazing. But I just don't have enough money. I don't actually make that much money, guys. Like, I'm making like a pretty average amount of money for someone my age. So to all the people who think there's heaps of money in radio and podcasting and TV, it's not as lucrative as you might think. So yeah, Pat's gonna get a break. I did pre-record a bunch of episodes of Harry Potter and the Boys, so there actually will still be, for the next 2 weeks, episodes of that coming out every Thursday. So if you haven't checked out Harry Potter and the Boys yet, I implore you, maybe for the next few weeks, go over to that pod. It's my Harry Potter fan fiction, and I actually think it's the funniest thing of content I've ever done. I think it is absolutely, if you want the funniest Mike, the best of Mike, it is on Harry Potter and the Boys. So if you haven't listened to that yet, this podcast will be on pause for 2 weeks, but because I've pre-recorded a bunch of episodes of Harry Potter and the Boys, those will be coming out. So go on over there. Please check that out. That's all part of Radio Mike Productions, and it'd be great to get more people listening to that show. And thanks as well to the fantastic Sammy Garlep, who is such a great addition to that show. He's the one who I've pre-recorded with, and he is, yeah, like I said, such a great addition to that show. He's on the next 2 weeks as well. And I actually think this week's chapter, Book 2, Chapter 18, is one of the funniest ever. And Sam does such an incredible job with it as well. So definitely go over and check that out if you want more content. And of course, the Overflow on Patreon for more information. Of course, I just wanted to say, again, this podcast is my favorite thing to do. I don't make a light decision of not doing it for 1 week, but there's times in life where I don't even feel like this is what you're hearing right now is like the mic that, you know, I'm a bit theatrical on the actual pod, and the way I'm speaking right now is just like, this is how I feel like speaking, because there is so much shit going on in my life that I literally have so little energy at the moment, and I have so little, I don't know, so little esteem at the moment. So yeah, I'm really just doing my best to get as much done as possible. I will say, if you did buy a poster at radiomike.com.au/merch, a Mike and Friends poster, they are coming. I'm not, you know, again, we're not at Amazon level efficiency here. It has been probably 3 weeks since people bought them. I am looking at the bloody 30 poster tubes on the ground in my room right now, and I am slowly getting to this. So please rest assured you will get your poster very soon. But guys, look, thank you so much for sticking with the pod. Again, this is just a short break while I sort out lots of shit. There's something in the air at the moment, I think, guys. Like, a lot of shit is going on in a lot of people's lives. So whatever you're doing and wherever you're at in your life, I hope things are okay. And I will be in the Discord for the pod if people want to chat, if people want to shoot a message through, or in my Instagram DMs. That would be awesome. And please don't hesitate to, you know, send messages related to the show that I can build up some stuff to come back with. And that's pretty much me explaining everything that's going on. Jump on the Patreon if you want just a little bit more information about where I'm at. But yeah, other than that, I'll see you in about 1 or 2 weeks from my new place, hopefully with a banger episode to come back with. And if not, I'll catch you over on Harry Potter and the Boys, or in the Discord, or on the Overflow on Patreon. So thank you very much for listening. If you made it all the way, guys, I appreciate it very much. Thanks, guys. I will speak to you soon. Love you lots. This podcast was a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to check out all our other content, stay up to date at radio.mike on Instagram, and get in touch, radiomikepod@gmail.com.